Jeffrey. Stacey is a former State Department official and national security consultant, and he joins us live in the studio with more. Now, Jeffrey, rather than drafting articles on the alleged presidential misdeeds over the Trump presidency, the Democrats have decided to go narrow here, just focusing on the Ukraine scandal.
Indeed.
What do you think is behind this decision?
It's basically a political bet that if they were to widen the aperture, if you will, and include all the charges from the Mueller report and what have you, that long investigation, exhaustive, that in fact they would lose basically moderates in the party, that they would even lose some potential Republican defectors, and that they would lose the American people in terms of it being more difficult with the complexity, the added complexity, to really move the polling. And that's what this comes down to, after all, right? Because in the Senate, only the polls are going to shift Republican senators against the president. Everything now rests on this.
So what next then? How will the House vote, and where might it go in the Senate, do you think?
So they will proceed from here to more than likely impeach the president before Christmas. No one doubts that now. In fact, already Mitch McConnell is in discussions with Chuck Schumer in the Senate. Really interesting, this bit of news is in the sense that it's showing that the way the Senate rules are, they won't be able to dominate the proceedings the way the Democrats dominated the House proceedings. So that is crucial to understand that, in fact, there'll already be some accommodation in the setup for this. Plus, you introduce the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. And in essence, we're waiting to see what other shoe will drop. Is there anything that will shift the polls that will basically give a signal to McConnell and other Republicans up for re-election in moderate states whether to move against the president?
How much of this is driven by partisan politics? I mean, the Democrats are focused on the abuse of power. Republicans are accusing the chairman of malpractice. What's your take on all this, do you think?
Well, I think that because we haven't seen any Republicans dispute any of the charges or the evidence, these are all kind of ulterior, arguments and things that come in from left field, as it were. So without any of the facts under dispute, there really is a kind of a tacit understanding that both sides actually agree on, the facts of the case. And it's all politics now. All politics in the sense that we've even seen signals from Mitch McConnell that he might be ready to stop backing the president. He basically came out with a resolution in his name that opposed our moves in Syria. The protege of his in the Senate race or I should say the governor's race in Kentucky, his home state, was trying to mess around Trump-like with the outcome of this election, and he told him to stand down and let the Democrat, basically take office. So we've seen several indications that even the Senate Majority Leader may be ready to bail on this president. All of us are waiting to see.
Wow, that's going to be a really interesting time, and interesting to see how it does reflect in the polls next year as well. Thanks very much for your time there.